Hey, what's going on there, fellow delinquents? Mischief here, and I want to do a quick comparison between two pistols, two very famous pistols from the 1970s versus 1980s. So these two pistols are actually guns that were used, that were competing against each other in the military trials back in the 1980s when the U.S. military decided to adopt the Beretta 92FS, or actually the Beretta M9 or 92F, not the FS model. And there was some initial problems with it, but overall, I really like the 92 series of pistols. They fit my hand very well. They shoot very well. However, this one right here in particular, they don't make it anymore. This right here is the 92FS Compact, and you might see a couple of new old stock ones floating around because towards the end of the 92FS Compact's lifespan, they weren't really that popular because they were being overshadowed by pistols of similar size, like the Glock 19. Glock 19 Gen 5 became very popular, partly because it's a polymer frame striker-fired pistol that's very known for being very reliable, has some great aftermarket accessories, and also a lot of people like milling the slide for red dots, which became very popular back in the later 2010s into today. This one right here is the Gen 5 MOS series, and you can tell because it's got the MOS plate on it, but I just covered that up and I put some Glock iron sights on there. This Beretta 92FS Compact right here, it's got just the traditional iron sights. However, it's got a inox slide on it with an inox barrel. It looks really cool. One downside to it is that the front sight, because the front sight is actually like a stainless steel color, they can't make it white. Otherwise, that little front sight really doesn't stand out if you paint it white. So that's one thing I really don't like about the inox slide. But other than that, and the front sight is not removable. You can't remove it. It's milled into the slide itself. However, we'll see if that makes any difference. Now, the 92FS series really has not become a very modern pistol. The only thing they added to it was a Picatinny rail, and that's about it. Other than that, same exact technology that they had back in the 1980s and 1970s and 80s. It's got a safety decocker right there, and it's got a long double-action trigger pull. It's just atrocious. And then the single action trigger pull is right about there. The reset's pretty long. It's probably about the same reset distance as the Glock, like right there. It feels like the same reset as the Glock, seriously. And the trigger pull weight for the single action feels about the same as the Glock's striker fired action. It feels like the same trigger once you get to the double action, into the single action, I'm sorry. Like the single action trigger on the Beretta feels exactly the same as the Glock's striker-fired action. But we're going to see which pistol shoots better. So you got an aluminum alloy frame, which is a little bit heavier frame versus the Glock's polymer frame. And the polymer does have a little bit of flex and does soak up a little bit of recoil. But the Beretta has a different locking system that makes the recoil feel a little bit nicer. Which one's better? I don't know. Let's go ahead and shoot them side by side and see if we can figure something out. So anyway, got two mags loaded up. I'm going to be using this New Republic 115 grain 9mm. This is imported 9mm training ammo, and I've had really good luck with it. So let's go ahead. You know what? Let's shoot the Glock first, I guess. I threw one high. So there's my group right there with the Glock 19. Really, really nice. Really nice. I threw one high. That was me. That was all me. The trigger didn't reset properly, and I broke it just when my front sight was a little bit higher than I should have been. But other than that, very, very nice group. This thing shoots great for such a small, lightweight gun. I definitely do recommend the Glock 19 for just, if you're going to pick up one pistol to do everything, competition, home defense, concealed carry, the Glock 19 really is difficult to beat. Let's go ahead and try the Beretta next to it. So one thing about this Beretta 92FS compact is this gun is brand new. This has not been fired yet. I found this new old stock on Gunbroker. I dropped a bid on it and nobody outbid me. So this is all stock, brand new, out of the box. Has not been fired yet. And we're about to see. Double action. A terrible double action, though. All right, let's see. Ooh, drop that. Okay. Let's go take a look. This was my double action shot, and you can definitely tell because as I pulled that double action shot, I pulled the barrel down, shot low. Here's the rest of my impacts up here. Now, between the Beretta and the Glock, the Beretta does shoot a little bit, maybe a little bit softer. I can feel a difference in the recoil. It feels different. I can't really tell which one is softer, but they do feel different. So, depending on which pistol that you train with, might make a big difference in how you shoot it. Let's go ahead. We're going to run this drill again. And I'm going to shoot both of them single action and see what we do. So let's try with the Beretta again. I'm going to do all single action, and we're going to go high center mass chest. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Now we're going to go Glock, and we're going to shoot just below that. See which one looks a little bit bigger. Okay, I definitely effed that up. So the Glock's on the bottom, Beretta's on the top, and with the Glock, I think maybe because I was aiming down unnaturally, I had to point down more. Maybe because of where I was aiming on the target might have screwed up my group. The top one right there with the Beretta, definitely a much better group right there. Overall, I feel like the more I shoot this, the more I like it. We'll see after a little bit. I definitely want to do some Langdon tactical stuff with it and make it a better carry gun. But for right now, I mean, I'm just trying to do a comparison out of the box to see which one is better. Let's go ahead. That target right over there is 50 yards. And we're going to go ahead and shoot that and see what we come up with. So let's go ahead and shoot the Glock first. See how we do. I think I was hitting a little bit left. Let's go take a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 impacts right there at 50 yards. Okay. Let's see if the Beretta does any better. Beretta 92FS compact. Let's take a look. 50 yards. Three impacts. I know this gun can do a lot better than that. That was definitely not the gun's fault. That was my fault. I did not use the proper sight picture, but this gun is definitely capable of it. Now we're going to do an impromptu reliability test. The first reliability test is we're going to see how user-induced malfunction can be caused by limp wristing. So I'm going to have a very loose grip right here. I'm just going to hold the gun. Okay, failed to lock back. Other than that, all 10 rounds went out. Now let's try the Glock. One more time with the Glock. Gonna do a limp wrist test. Fail. Didn't. Oh, it did lock one. Okay. That was me. I thought I didn't seat the magazine. All right, let's try that again. Limp wrist. Fail. Did not eject. Did not chamber. Did not eject. Failed to feed. Failed to eject. Failed to feed. Failed to eject. That was a live one. Failed to lock back. Okay, so this is no surprise. Glocks have a tendency to not be a great gun for people who don't know how to hold a pistol properly. If you don't get that nice high pistol grip, this gun will malfunction on you, mostly from shooter error rather than from the gun itself. Glocks are great guns, but you got to make sure you get that nice high pistol grip. If you don't, this gun will malfunction on you. This is just to reiterate, Glocks are great firearms. They're great pistols. They are very reliable. Locked back. You gotta hold the gun properly though. Okay, now we're gonna do an environmental test. We got a bunch of snow over here. Now I'm gonna drop the gun in the snow and then pick it up. However, I don't like doing things to my guns I'm not willing to do to myself. So, here we go. Got 10-round magazine fully loaded, got the Glock pistol, and all of a sudden I lost my balance. Into the snow. Didn't lock back. Alright. It works. Same deal, Beretta 92FS compact. We're gonna go into the snow. Got 10 rounds right here, and I lose my balance. Into the snow. Okay, so first failure. A lot of snow caught up in that slide. It's not going in. Let's see. Take the mag out. Okay. Alright, something's caught up in there. Alright, we got a lot of snow in there. Okay. Let's see. Alright, looks like we got it. Locked back. So yeah, because of how big this ejection port is, there's a lot of ingress for snow and debris to get in there. Once you get that out of there, the pistol runs fine. It even locked back completely. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with the gun. It's definitely a very reliable gun, but like I said, there's a huge ejection port right here that can allow a lot of debris and egress. Alright, let's go ahead and try that one more time. Got the Beretta. I only got 5 rounds here because I don't have a lot of ammo to play with. So we fall over. In there. Yep, once again, a lot of snow got hung up in there. Alright, here's the one I just dropped out. And yes, this is fine, the Beretta can take that. Alright, So yeah, the snow is definitely getting inside the slide. If that's an issue with you, with your whatever you're planning on doing with this pistol, just keep that in mind. You got to make sure that nothing gets inside here with that pistol open, that slide open like that. So we got the Glock back here, 5 rounds. Let's go ahead, fall into the snow. Didn't quite go into battery, but... And it locked back. Okay. So it needed a little bit of help to go into battery, but other than that, the pistol works 100%. So now I'm probably wondering, well, what happens if you have a magazine inserted and the slide's already closed? Is the slide being closed going to keep debris from getting in there? Well, we're about to find out. Yep. So the slide being closed will keep the debris out. So that's something to keep in mind. So next I'm kind of curious about is when the 92FS compact came out, it was around the same time as the M9A1. On here you can you probably can't see it very well, but it says type M9A1. This is an M9A1 frame with the Picatinny rail on it. However, it's been shortened. Now, I have 1 round in the chamber on an empty magazine. We're going to reload it. We're going to do a reload drill. Now, with this reload, the M9A1s did introduce a beveled magazine well, which does help with reloading a little bit. This magazine release is very, very recessed. It's very difficult for me to get that. So let me go ahead and see how well we do. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me grab my timer. Hang on 1 second. So I got 1 mag of 4 right here, and I got 1 round in the chamber ready to go. I will do single action. Okay. So let's take a look and see how we did. First shot was a 5.2. I actually pressed that a little bit faster than I got my sights on there, but 5.2 for a first shot. Load was a 263 from my first shot to my second shot. Okay, so a 263 reload. 2.5, a 2.4, to 2.1. 263. All right, remember that. All right, so we got 1 round in the chamber. Got my spare. I'm definitely shooting this a lot slower than the Beretta. I think I shoot the Beretta a little bit faster. Okay, so my first shot was a 55. 236. So my reload with the Glock was actually a little bit faster. It was a 236. 2.3, a 2.3, and a 2.2. Okay, so I was actually faster with the Glock. Not by much, by hundredths of a second. So with some training, you can actually narrow that down. It doesn't matter which pistol you pick. You got to train with it. And the one you train with is the one you're going to be faster with. All right, so on the right, I'm going to shoot with the Glock, and on the left, we're going to shoot with the Beretta, and just see which one we do better with. All right, we knocked out 5 with the Glock. We knocked out 6 with the Beretta. Now, for ambidextrous use, the Glock has a reversible mag release. However, the slide stop's already ambidextrous, so you can still use that, and there's no external safety. For the Beretta, the magazine release is reversible. The safety decocker is ambidextrous already, but the slide stop is not. So pick your poison. Now, I mean, there's really not much difference between these two pistols. Some people are turned off by the plastic polymer striker-fired action that has no external safety. Okay. The Beretta, some people are turned off by the double single action and the safety decocker. Okay. Which one's best for you? Pick the one that you like, really, and stop splitting hairs. Now, one thing I will also give to the Glock is that the Glock does have a much higher undercut, which allows me to get my pistol closer to that my hand closer to the trigger guard. With the Beretta, my hands don't go up very high, so without this little foot right here, my pinky kind of hangs off. Other than that, I mean, both guns are great shooting guns, and both are very reliable. I don't think you can really go wrong with either one of them. So yeah, just pick the one that you like and stick with it. Now, the Beretta 92 did come out with the X series, and I don't like the X series, mainly because they don't have this little hump in the back that allows me to fill my grip. The X series has a flat backstrap, so if you like that flatter backstrap, you don't like the Glock's hump, then that might be for you. However, I like that little hump in the back that fills the palm of my hand. So this pistol is definitely for me. Gonna need to do a trigger job on this though. So anyway, that's all I got for you. So make sure you stay out of trouble. If you can't stay out of trouble, you didn't learn it from me.
Meow.